Hello and welcome to BUNKUM. My name's Anthony and today we're on episode 4 of Doki Doki Literature Club and nothing seems to be happening. It's dull, it's boring. Well, it's not boring. It's a mild entertainment there, I guess. But there's certainly no scares at the moment. So I am praying that today will be different. Today will be the day that everything changes and my mouse works. And hopefully today we'll get some scares. So we're back on poems again. So I'm going to go for Natsuki again.
Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely annoyed.
Well, I guess I want to try something a little different this time.
Fair enough. You're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Saruri's poem from yesterday.
Eh? You think so?
Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type.
Sayuri has a type all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know. But honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight.
That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way. Which is true, we try to.
Natsuki, it is. I don't get it.
Whatever it is,
I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here.
Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favourite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. It's a bit... Well, why wouldn't you be friends with her? Because she does... What? I don't understand. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm going to tell everyone. Not keen on that one.
Not bad, right?
It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being even. Like anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk.
Do you know people like that?
Of course, it's about how everyone thinks That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out, if they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone thinks, likes, as long as they're not hurting anyone or it makes them happy. I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things.
Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that. And I'm not sure a lot of other people can, and I'm sure a lot of other people can too.
It's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important. What I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow, too, so look forward to it.
I didn't really think much of that poem, if I'm brutally honest. But each and all to their own, I guess. Right, who are we going to go for? I'm going to go for Sayori.
Oh my goodness. It's so good, Anthony.
Eh?
I love it. Especially after yesterday's poem.
You're too honest sometimes, Sayori.
No, but really, I want to put this on my wall. Can I?
Sayori? You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. Honestly, have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little bit more constructive than this. Oh, I've got an update. Sorry, it's interrupting our screen. You might not be able to see it because it might be hidden behind my picture, but I have an update for Big Sir. Sorry. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Well...
Oh, I need to get rid of this notification. Go away.
Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's an Anthony poem. And that one makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet again against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori.
Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go with my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem.
I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you'd like in the first place.
Yeah, me neither.
Why don't you at least try giving it some thought?
Oh, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet.
Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point.
Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind.
Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see.
I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad.
Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori.
Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. And make a nice happy rainbow.
Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic.
It is? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Anthony. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay?
Bottles. Bottles? Really? I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. Scalp? It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Like little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside my thumb and I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts in a bottle, all in a row. My collection makes me think. My collection makes lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Oh, it's a long one. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friend looks through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come, in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them off the shelf one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend. Each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting. Does that say pleading? Pleading. Something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. Well, holy poo. Sorry, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me
a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Oh, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've got pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope that you keep it up.
Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm going to keep writing until I die.
Strong words. Don't get ahead of yourself. So I always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Right, let's go for Yuri. I need a slip of coffee.
Let's see what you've been writing. Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Anthony. Your skills are already improving.
Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming for you, that means a lot.
Huh? It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry so much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise.
I see. That's certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing.
I have, an example of that, if you'd like to read it.
Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happens in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as a wandering human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom, the bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light of my cutting knife, the very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feel myself again. Beautiful. I'm doing the wrong voice. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in more unusual hobbies. Like feeding raccoons. Okay. It's those sort of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Well, that's funny. Didn't Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest. She did? Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody. She's right. And, I mean, does she really feel that way? Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common. That's interesting. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that. Don't worry, I have no reason to. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now. But I'm glad you're a good listener. That's alright. Right, Monica, here we go. Hello again, Hi again, Anthony. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. As long as it's not going bad. No, it's all tickly-boo. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright, I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayuri would like. Is that so? You and Sayuri are good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayuri and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case. But maybe there's also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like you two really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading too much into this? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayuri's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each of their own. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little either. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colours, start again, put my teeth back in. The colours won't stop. Bright, beautiful colours, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust, an endless poem of meaningless. That's a bit deep. Load me. It's even more abstract than your last poem, eh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just kind of the kind of thing that I'd never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip for the day. Something you'll find yourself facing. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind. Okay, I'm saving. Saving. Yeah. That sounds a bit... Is something going to happen? Something's going to happen. Or when something unexpected might happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. That is... Something's going to happen. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting new members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori's been working on posters and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event.
Okay, that's great and all. But that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event.
Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Oh, crikey.
Performing?
Monica? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sarah's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been colouring posters, holds it up for us to see.
Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already stop putting those posters up, did you?
Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad an idea?
Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about.
Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings. It's being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun.
That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share it with the others? To inspire them to feel the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayuri looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayuri and Monika have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a bit.
Well, maybe, but...
It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any argument left.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with.
All right. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice.
That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I feel like I need to save again. Because there's talk. I'm going to save it in a new slot. It seems like something's happening. They're talking about death. There seems to be weird things starting to happen. So I feel like we're on the cusp of weirdness, of horror, of psychological torture. I want each of you to choose choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
No way!
Monika, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no! Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable.
Can I go next?
Of course. Now, let's see. Monika flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monika begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. I can't speak. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Sayuri looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monika finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monika takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monika. Thank you so much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayuri?
I'll go next. Yuri's fired up all of a sudden.
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. Oh, sorry.
You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye.
Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she is finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterwards, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat.
Yuri, that was really good.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's Monica.
Thank you for sharing.
Looks like Yuri is down for the count.
Okay, I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow.
Sorry, I giggled.
Sayori?
It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily?
Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of the mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way.
I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, and we all applaud.
I did it!
Good job, Sayori.
Even Anthony liked it. I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be the other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little bit more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. Then next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay! Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Anthony. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Anthony lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Natsuki! Natsuki!
It's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. I'm sorry I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it so much, Anthony. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe.
Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah. I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
The poem is called... It's called... What? Why are you all looking at me?
Because you're presenting.
Anyway, the poem's called Jump.
Natsuki takes a breath. When she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when it's spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back into her seat.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Easy for you, say. You'd better not make me do that again.
Well... Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite your poem in front of other people?
I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier.
Will be? Or don't you mean won't be?
I can put on whatever face I want for other people.
Oh, okay.
But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing.
That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think I would be the other way around if it were me.
Well, that's just how it is, so...
Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming though. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, everyone. I think it's about time. That's about it for today. I know the festival's coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this.
All right. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it though. It's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica. Then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that.
It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it.
It must be a little nice, though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, Anthony. You don't have to say it.
Whatever. Let's go already. Right, I'm going to save here. I'm going to put another... I'm interested about what's going on and the fact that they're saying about that weird poem about saving your progress and talk of death and all stuff like that. It seems like it's building up to something. Something's going to happen. It's teasing us that something's going to happen. So hopefully, fingers crossed, something will happen in the next episode and we'll get a bit more excitement rather than just reading poems. But we'll see. For the meantime, though, thank you so much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Laters!